How do you figure out how much to charge your clients when you're new to the game? In this video, I'm going to walk you through the top tips for setting your rates as a freelance graphic designer. Coming up. Setting rates as a freelance graphic designer can be tricky, especially for some projects. It can be difficult to know how much time it will take. Once, not too long ago, after I finished my graphic design degree, I was asked to design a logo. So I quoted them a price that I thought was reasonable for a logo. It was accepted, and then I got to work. Unfortunately, by the time I finished the job, I felt worn out, and I realized that I've been working for less than minimum wage. That experience taught me about setting rates as a graphic designer. Setting freelance graphic designer rates start with the classic freelance dilemma: hourly or per project. One of the advantages of setting hourly rates is that you are paid for the work you do. With a graphic design project, it's easy for things to get out of hand and for you to work longer than what was expected. Unfortunately, clients do want you to give them a specific quote for the project rather than hourly rate. As you get better at estimating how much time a project will take, you can translate your preferred hourly rate into a flat per project quote. For instance, if your preferred rate is $75 an hour and you're fairly consistent and you're fairly confident that designing a flyer will take an hour and a half, you can quote $112.50 or round that up to $115 to make it look neater. Even when you're pretty sure you know how much time something will take, you should consider building a little breathing time. Perhaps you quote $125 on a flyer project. Just for the possibility it may take you longer to tweak some of the design elements. You may even quote them $150 in case you end up working 2 hours on the project. When you do find a client that will allow you to work on an hourly basis, consider purchasing a time tracking application, which BDesign has done a video on the importance of staying organized, where I talk about the different programs that can help you keep track of your time. So I'll link that up in the description below. Some freelance graphic designers charge $300 an hour, although $175 to $150 is more common. And there are those at the low end that charge $25 to $50 an hour. If you are gonna charge hourly and get your preferred rate, you had better be working on the client's project for all of the time charged. No messing around on Facebook for 15 minutes of the hour. When coming up with your rates, be sure to give yourself a little wiggle room, because your flat rates should probably be a little higher than you think. Let's imagine your hourly rate is $50, and you think a piece of work will take you an hour and a half. You may want to quote $100 in case you go over, and you probably will. There's almost always extra changes that have to be made, and the extra changes add up. Now, when researching rates, 5 years ago, the first thing you would do is compare prices with competitors in your area. However, freelance graphic design work is not always location specific, and it's not uncommon to be quoting against global applicants for a remote piece of work. The gig economy has thrown everything up in the air, and graphic designers are regularly being undercut by those with lower overheads, newbies of the industry, or those who just don't know their worth. In these cases, our data shows that employers rarely choose the cheapest option. The quality of the work is still at the forefront decision when hiring. A freelance graphic designer wills professionalism. Communication and creativity are not far behind. Graphic designers, like most creative freelancers, have to adapt to the new world, remote workers. We interviewed hundreds of employers who highlighted the importance of delivering a piece of work on time. They also valued regular communication, regularly at the start of a project, when discussing the brief, as one of their top priorities. Freelance graphic design rates should not have to drop to complete the global market so long as one recognizes how to value their services. When you set your desired salary, be realistic. Clients will want to see a good level of experience and a solid graphic design portfolio to justify higher freelance rates. Now, when setting freelance rates, graphic design is a competitive area to work in. Some clients ask us to compose a price on a project basis on a skeleton brief. This is incredibly difficult when starting as a freelancer. It's also advantageous for the client as they know you'll try to be competitive and hold at a cheap rate. If a client tries to push down your freelance rates, stand firm. Some clients don't understand the cost behind operating as a freelance graphic designer and the years of experience you have to build up your perfect skill set. Ultimately, they're not worth it, but you are. Well, that's it for this video. If you got value and you'd like more videos on how to grow your influence and impact in the graphic design world, then consider subscribing and smashing that notification bell so you get notified of our new videos and when we go live, which is every Wednesday. Also, if you need any design services like business cards, flyers, posters, and brochures, or even t-shirts, just hit ya boy up. The link is down in the description below. And don't forget, if you dream it, we at BDesign can help you design it. Bye.